Okay, so this is gonna be a fun episode because we've had a lot of people reach out in regards to Sarah's last recipe that she put out. So it's gonna be a little bit different today. We're not gonna do any fitness vlogs or anything like that. This is strictly a recipe for Sarah's homemade protein French toast. Get on over here. The star of the show who made the protein French toast. So we're gonna make this really quick. Sarah is fairly hungry. It is 11 o'clock at night. We just put Kate to bed. Cole's over there on the couch watching his iPad. So this is gonna be a quick recipe, and that's one thing that we do like about this recipe is it's quick, it's full of protein, very low fat, and has good carbs as well. So we're gonna start off with the ingredients, and then we'll hop over and let Sarah start cooking it so you guys can see how we actually prep the French toast. Then we'll let you get to eating. So, what is our first ingredient?
Egg whites.
Egg whites, liquid egg whites. It doesn't matter the brand. Egg whites are pretty much all the same. I want you to know the macros on these. We have 0 grams of fat per serving. We have 0 carbs per serving, 5 grams of protein per serving. So liquid egg whites. We also are gonna use whole wheat bread. Now, when it comes to bread, I don't care if you use whole wheat, honey wheat, or even white bread. The macros are pretty similar on all three, so whichever bread you prefer, as long as you don't douse it in butter, you should be okay as far as the macros go. We've also got ground cinnamon, which we absolutely love. I use cinnamon for a lot of stuff actually. And I guess really the star of the show is the protein. And so we actually prefer, if I can get it in focus, we prefer Redcon One's banana nut protein, banana nut bread. That is
amazing.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. You can use protein of your choice. I like Redcon One. This is animal-based. I am sensitive to whey protein, but this tastes exactly like banana nut bread. I cannot stress that enough. So yeah, use protein of your choice, but this is what we're gonna use. It may change the macros a little bit because this has a couple more grams of fat than whey protein does, but that's okay. We also have stevia, 2 packets of stevia, or you can use 2 tablespoons of stevia as well. Then where are they at? We have optional topping of strawberries. So that's really all the ingredients that we have. Did I miss anything?
Syrup.
Oh yeah, syrup. We'll get to that after we actually cook it up. So let's go ahead and start prepping the food so that Sarah can start eating, because I know you're starving, and let's go. Okay, so we are at the prep station, AKA the scale. And guys, it is very important to have a food scale for everything when it comes to macro dieting. We can explain that in another video, but first thing we're gonna do is Sarah is gonna pour the egg whites into a bowl for us. So how many milliliters do we need of that?
I do actually 102 grams.
Oh, 102 grams. Okay, so milliliters and grams, they weigh out about the same. So if your scale doesn't read milliliters, no biggie. Just do 102 grams.
Or more.
That's okay, it's gonna be the wash. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of stevia, and it looks like Sarah has ditched my packets for normal stevia, so 2 tablespoons. Now with stevia, it's very light, so 2 tablespoons actually looks like a lot, but that is the right measurement on that. We're gonna go a dash of cinnamon. Cinnamon is also no calories. Half a scoop of protein. So a full serving of this protein is 30 grams. Sarah's gonna go 15 grams on it. Oh, there it is, 15 grams of protein. Stir that up. So this is gonna be the actual wash for the French toast. That's what we're gonna coat the bread in. So stir that up until it's a good consistency. And now we wash our bread. Get that nice and soaked, and she's gonna flip it and soak the other side just like any French toast is made. Boom.
Okay.
And we have our pan preheated really to about a medium to medium hot heat. Gonna spray that with some coconut oil, non-stick. And we're gonna fry this up no different than normal French toast. So until you're liking on the sides as far as crispiness and burntness go. And Sarah made a good point. So if you look, that amount of wash right there will pretty much soak into the second slice of bread, kind of like we were talking about earlier. So she's gonna go ahead and soak that. And whatever mix is left over, we can actually pour onto the bread. Since we've already measured it out, we might as well use it all anyways. That way we know the right macros on it. Okay, so let's talk macros. Sarah has just gotten done stuffing her face with that French toast. I don't blame her, it's amazing. But so as far as the macros go with the French toast, I want you to know you can do some substitutions on this. We use sugar-free syrup, and sometimes Sarah will use the Aunt Jemima Light or any light maple syrup. So I'm gonna tell you kind of what the substitutions look like with that. But first off, with this meal, as far as the carbs go, we have 29 grams of carbs, and that's using the whole wheat bread. Now, if you're using honey wheat or if you're using white bread, that could vary by a couple of grams here and there. No big deal. As far as the protein goes with this meal, and this is the big kicker, this meal right here for 2 slices has 32 grams of protein, which is awesome. Protein is a very filling macro, so whenever you eat these, if it's a high protein meal, you're gonna feel more full. You're not gonna have a lot of cravings afterwards because protein's a satiating macro, and satiation just means that it makes you feel fuller. As far as fat goes with this meal, I want you to listen and listen very close. 2 grams of fat. I repeat, 2 grams of fat for this meal, which is insane. And not that fat is a bad thing. Actually, your body does need fat. However, whenever we're macro dieting, we have a certain amount of fat that we stay with or that we like to stay around. So with this only having 2 grams of fat, that means that later on in the day, we can keep everything pretty consistent with what we need in order to fuel our bodies. So let's talk substitutions. Like I said, me and Sarah, or me specifically, I really like the sugar-free syrup. For a serving of sugar-free syrup, that's hard to say fast, we have 3 grams of carbs. So a serving of this is 30 milliliters or about 30 grams. If you wanted to sub in a light maple syrup, which is what Sarah does, a serving is 60 mLs, but it's 26 carbs instead of 3. So what we can do is to kind of match that up a little bit. You can actually do a third of a serving. A third of a serving is going to give you right about 7 to 8 carbs instead of 3 carbs. So once again, understanding your substitutions and your macro goals, just fit that in. That's the saying with macro dieting, is if it fits your macro. So if you prefer maple syrup or light maple syrup, just match up the macros, match up the carbs. And as far as recipes go, if you guys have anything on your mind that you would like us to do, I know I posted a recipe for a grilled cheese sandwich that was absolutely amazing. Also easy on the macros. We can post those in the future as well. Or if you have something that's a current recipe of yours that you would like for us to try to turn into a protein-filled, low-fat, good moderate carb meal, let us know. We can absolutely do that, and we actually want to. We want to put some recipes out for you guys. I know it's a little bit different than the Fit Vlog episodes, but season 2 of Fit Vlog is coming. We're very excited for that, but we wanted to throw this recipe out because we had a lot of people reach out to us asking how to make it and what it was. There's Cole getting ready for bed. But with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and we will see you in the next